In the last K1500 video, I traced a coolant leak to the heater core. In this video, I'll remove the old heater core and continue the work on the coolant system. So it is finally time to put in the new heater core. And the heater core, we removed the cover last time, and that screw there needs to be removed. And then I think all I need to do is disconnect the hoses in the engine bay. That's where it connects in the engine bay, and I'm gonna go ahead and remove those first because I think they will be more difficult than the other screw and pulling it out. Here's another view of the heater core hoses. They are those two right there. So luckily the screw of the hose clamp is pointing upward. So let's see if I can get down there on it. All right, I'm on one of them. At least I thought I was. I may be better off with a socket. Yeah, let me get a socket. Yeah, boy. I know you can barely see that, but I put a socket on the hose clamp. So I was finally able to get a socket on the hose clamp down there, but it wasn't easy. I was finally able to get the hose clamps off, and you can see where they were by the dark rings on the hoses there, but these hoses are really stuck on. I'm gonna check back in when I finally figure out how to crack them free. All right, since I know that those hoses are just on the other side of this, I'm gonna see if I can use this flathead to work them out. Try on the bottom, try on the side. You get the idea. I'm gonna go tug on them and see if they'll come off now. I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but I'm gonna end up slicing the tubing. On the left one, there's plenty of tubing to salvage, but that right one I may have to replace the whole thing. That's it. That bin there with the red, yeah, that's that tube. So that's it there that comes around, makes a loop and goes in. So hopefully I will not have to get a new one of those. A more elegant solution would be to see if I can remove these. And it looks like that is doable. Let's see, will it come out now? Oh, come on, man. Well, that worked. So now I'll just do the other one, and I should be able to pull it through. All right, I think I got the other one free after a bunch of fighting, but now I have to remove the screw holding the heater core up. All right. It still really doesn't want to come, but I'm gonna have to persuade it. Yeah, finally. And it contains the nasty coolant that was in all the other parts of the cooling system. Isn't that lovely? Look at that. And since I don't think these will fit through the firewall, I'm gonna try and cut them. I am getting stuff all over here. Just this one little and one more. It's just a thin little area right there. There we go. So now, really, I should just be able to push these through, but I may have to get on the other side to make that turn. All right, let's go see if I can pull them through. So I already got one out, which is the one that connects to the radiator. It came out pretty easily. But this other one isn't playing as nice. It has more turns to make. Wait a minute. Glorious. So there's the other one. And there's the spot on the heater core that I thought could have been leaking, but we'll see. But now I have better access to this hose here. So let's get to the business of taking it off. All right. Ew. God knows. That's gritty. Ew. I wonder what causes that. Oh man. Well, I'm definitely not gonna hook up the new heater core quite yet. I'm just gonna loop the lines until I flush it and get convinced that I'm not gonna have that kind of stuff in the next one. That is, ew. Who knows? Maybe it's just time for an engine swap. And look at this. Now is that the tube deteriorating? For whatever reason, there is less grit on this one. Well, I think it's time for a parts run. I'm gonna go to the parts store and pick up a union so that I can loop the lines that go to the heater core. The last time I did this, I drug my feet on putting the heater core back in the loop, and winter came back around and I was not liking it. But this time I won't let that happen. So I'll be right back. So I went to the parts store, got a fitting, looks like it'll work. So now let's see if it actually fits. All right, so here's one side, close enough. And here is the other side. It's actually a really good fit. So now I just hope that these hoses themselves aren't leaking. That one looks good. And as best as I can tell, that one looks good too. But I will clean it out a little bit. Damn it. That's a lot better. So now I'm gonna tighten them down. Actually a bad angle for this one. It's kinked, so let me change how it's connected. Probably should have got an elbow. So I got the lines looped, but I did have to remove one of the hoses from where it normally lives so that the other side wouldn't kink. But Now I can put the radiator back in and hopefully finally fill the system with water and the flush solution. That's an awkward S, but I'm gonna go with it for now. It look a weird. All right, so the radiator is all hooked up. Now I gotta do the thermostat. So I'm gonna clean off the old gasket from the thermostat housing. I'm just gonna take it off and deal with it. Having the same trouble getting this off as all the other stuff. But I got it to break free. And actually, it doesn't look that bad. But of course, this was on the line that we flushed so heavily. So let's go clean this bad boy up. I gotta feel it with my fingertip, because I don't trust feeling it through the glove. Although it's stained, that is smooth. I have a love and hate relationship with these old things, man. Love and hate. And for whatever reason, the one that was on the engine was a lot cleaner. I just had to make sure I got all the RTV or gasket maker off. But it is stained, but I cleaned it, and it is nice and smooth. So I'm still gonna throw a little bit of the gasket maker on both sides and put it back together. And this is just insurance. I am not gonna put it all around, just a little bit around where it seals. So now I have to reconnect the bracket that went from here to there, put the tensioner back up, put the hose back on, and then I can refill the system. Let's see if I can get it done tonight. All right, I got the radiator all connected, thermostat reconnected, and everything's ready to roll, but I do not have time to fill the system tonight. And it's good because I did not think about cleaning out this guy, because I imagine the reservoir is just as nasty. So here we are a few days later, and I'm going to take off the overflow and clean it out as well. So I have to take that clip there off of the hose, remove that hose, and as far as I can tell, I only got to remove these bolts. Then I can take it out in the driveway and clean it out. And I believe I got a 13 M&Ms. Let's see, is it free now? All right, what else is holding it? Is there another one underneath? Let me see. Now it looks like it should just come up. All right, I got it out. Now let's go out to the driveway and see how dirty it is. This thing is also filthy. All kinds of stuff is in here. This truck must have sat for a really long time. I mean, this stuff just, I mean, it was molded onto the side of the reservoir. I don't even know if it's worth cleaning. Oh, that's nasty. It's like mud. That is not gonna be fun to clean. I'm gonna see if a local parts store has a new reservoir. Just to give you an idea of what I'm dealing with, that is the inside of the reservoir. And yeah, I don't want to spend a lot of time trying to clean it when there's one locally that I can have in like 15 minutes. So I may mess with it a little bit, but I'm leaning towards a new one. Yeah, so that stuff is really caked on. And I scraped the bottom, scraped the sides a little bit, and that's what comes off. So I'm just gonna get the new one. I'll feel better. So I went to the auto parts store and picked up a new reservoir. So now I'm gonna put this in and finally refill the system. Eventually everything in this engine bay is gonna look this nice and new, bit by bit. I don't know how old a lot of you are who are watching this, but back in the day, people used to buy baseball caps and they'd leave the tag on it. Maybe they still do it today, I don't know. But I'm gonna leave this tag on for a little while to let people know it's fresh. I'm gonna throw the shroud back on. So I got 4 gallons of distilled water and 2 containers of this Prestone cooling system cleaner. And I have never used this before, but the cleaning steps say to fill it up with this stuff and water and either run it for 10 minutes or for heavy duty cleaning, run it for 3 to 6 hours. I am gonna go for the heavy duty. So a trip to work is about 30 minutes. So that'll be going to work 3 times, will be 3 hours. So with gas prices the way they are, I am not gonna drive it a lot. So it may be a few weeks before I drain this, but I'm gonna go for the heavy duty. So I'm gonna start filling her up. So I'm gonna reconnect the battery, give her a start, and let the system burp itself. What I looped the lines that go to the heater coil looks good. I was most worried about that. I'm gonna let the thermostat cycle a few times. All right, so I burped the system, topped it off with distilled water, put some water in the reservoir, and I'm gonna roll with a gallon of water just to be safe. But let's see if that flush solution does its job. I'll check back in after a couple hours of driving it. I have made a mess of this garage. I need to do a better job of staying organized and keeping it clean. My wife has a lot of patience with me, but she does let this be my space, and I appreciate that. But I'm gonna clean it up and see if I can make it a little more organized. As you can see, this truck needs more work. And if you'd like to follow along, hit subscribe. And if you'd like to see the things I've already done to my 89 K1500, check out my playlist. Thanks for watching. Take care.